Am I on the internet? That's a little much. That's a little much. Sorry. I was recording earlier. It's with the guitar anyway. How are y'all? How are you doing? Emily's Fine Art. I'll try to be here on time. Yeah, you were on time and I wasn't. So sorry about that. Um so today my plan is I'm working on a little course for Adobe Fresco. I have been extremely impressed with this app over the last couple weeks. I've been playing around with it. And I know right now that Adobe is not everybody's favorite, right? I got into this before all that broke out, but I will say this is a free app, okay? Or it can be a free app. There's a free version. It has almost everything the other one does, minus a few brushes. So the way I feel about it, if you really want to stick it to Adobe, use the free version that they've put time and money into, and don't give them any money. So if that if that makes you feel better, maybe that's an option. Sort of a net drag on their bottom line with all of that stuff you're doing. I don't know if this works. I don't know if this analogy works very well, but anyway, welcome. Thank you all for coming. And you guys can hear me, right? Nothing has changed in the chat since I started. So, good morning. Hey, Mr. Woods, how's it going? Oh, yeah, there's people here. Okay, yeah, I am being heard. Okay, good. Awesome, awesome. So here's what I want to do today. I have been playing Elden Ring for the first time a little bit, as more of a mental exercise than anything else. Those sort of games were never my cup of tea, but they're too popular. I had to try it out. So anyway, today here's the plan. We're going to have a whoops. Let's get a brush first, and I'm probably gonna use this thing has a time lapse, I think, in there somewhere. Let's make sure that's on. Let's see, general time lapse settings, quality, high resolution. Okay, so I guess that means somewhere I'll find a way to export this, but I'll probably use this in that course as an example of what you can do with this app. So, and I'm sorry today. I want to go ahead and apologize up front. I don't even know how to describe the problem that I'm having with my tongue and my throat. It's a tension issue in the jaw. I think the beard might hold on to it or something. I don't know. But if you guys hear any weird noises or sounds, or if I don't know. It's hard to describe what I'm experiencing, but I'm fighting it off so that it doesn't come out on the stream. But yeah, it's all just tension stuff. I'm not dying or anything. I mean, other than the way we all are. All right, so I'm gonna go to my favorite brush, which is a kohl pencil. It's got a lot of flexibility. Like, we can do really thin, like shaky lines, all the way up to like really broad. And I'm not changing brushes or settings or anything. This is all just. This is the new Apple Pencil, and the fancy iPad, the M4. What are credit scores for, really? You know. So anyway, it's a massively flexible brush, which means I don't have to screw around with settings, and I don't have to, change things when I want something different. But I think, and I'm going to write all this down, and so I don't forget it for later. We'll do this on a different layer. So we're going to draw a knight, and they're holding the shield. Now, I want to do some lighting lessons on this also, okay? So the shield is going to well, this is a terrible sign. The shield is going to block the sun. We're going to get a nice shadow. And then I want something that we can light the shadow with. Like, my character doesn't do spells, but there are lots of glowy stuff in shadows. I don't write like a madman. Stop. So that is what we'll come back to if I forget. That is the ultimate goal. Deal. And also, my stuff for these courses tends to be very on the cartoony side, and so I kind of want to lean it that way a little bit. You've never played Elden Ring. How are you liking it? Liking it. That's a strong word. I am enjoying myself with it. It's a totally different experience than I am used to because I do not play these type of games. You hear that tongue tie thing? I swear it's like my tongue is tied to my I mean it does attach to the little bone down there, but I swear it's got a kink at the bottom. So every now and then, if I found just a little daffy, I'm sorry. It's a very challenging game, and you're meant to learn by dying a lot. That seems to be how what the gameplay loop is you die a lot, but in the process of dying, you learn something about your life. But I'm honestly using it as I really wasn't kidding earlier when I said it's a mental exercise. Those sort of games used to frustrate me terribly to the point that I couldn't, I wouldn't want to play them, and it really sort of hit me that I'm missing out on culture. Really good art. Guys, Elden Ring is probably the most beautiful game that I've ever seen. Where you turn a corner and you're walking into the craziest dark fantasy painting you've ever seen, and then you get to the peak of the hill in that image. You go climb into it and you turn around and there's another vista that could be my wallpaper on my computer, or be a movie poster, or so I'm thinking oh, why am I erasing? Oh, there we go. Let's see who has so let's see, where do I want we're building this around cool lighting, okay? That's for the coloring portion of this. So if the sun is coming from this way and we block all of this, then the whole head could be in shadow, which means the light source for ultimate coolness, I'm doing maybe an upshot, would be here. And so maybe this is the glowing orb at the end of the staff. How is this for building for building a drawing? Let's start with a light source and connect all the anatomy to that. Is this legal? All right. And we learned last time that they put the flip under this thingamajig. I could not find a gesture to do this, or a quicker way to do this in this app. So, I don't know. To me, it's one of those things that, like, would help. And there is a great set of lasso-y type tools with a lot of options, I must say. I'm going to select the weapon in his hand. And ooh, so let's bring it forward. Yes, yes. And let's get his hand out here so we can read the silhouette, Kurt. Like you know what you're doing. Right? Yeah. What software did you use? This is Adobe Fresco. It is a free app. Paid version has a few more brushes, but the paid version's $10 a year. But you can do everything I'm doing here with the free version. Oh, you know what? As I'm clicking the pencil, things are happening. As I'm holding the pencil, things are happening here. That's what is going on. It's squeezing and rotating and all sorts of weird stuff. I don't even want it to do those things, I don't think. Is it just me, or does my brush thing just completely... My brush thing disappeared. Maybe it's because that's open? If we deselect, does it come back? No. Did I slide it off the iPad? Is that a thing? One second, guys. I'm gonna you have to warning, big face coming. There we go. Okay, it's back. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Do you use Krita software? I have before, a little bit. I'm playing around with it now, but I don't have extensive experience with it. Okay, how do I disable all of the pencil stuff? I'm gonna have to disable it stuff because it's way too sensitive. I'm literally just holding the pencil thinking, and it's like changing to the eraser and stuff like that, which is not optimal. So give me a second here to turn all of this stuff off. Squeeze off. Double tap off. I don't need any of that. Hover is cool. Preview, shadow, haptics. Sure. Oh, that's fine. All right. Hey, Igor, how's it going? Have you figured out the Discord thing yet? Or not you, but has the issue resolved itself? Yeah, I wish. I guess I could just like, I could give you a role, and then just try to remember or set a reminder to just trust you to keep your subscription. That's the professional way to do that. All right. Be like, every morning I wake up, is Igor still subscribed? Grr. I guess he can keep his Discord role. Yeah, it's yeah. Like, they don't even let me manually mess with that. All right. I don't hate the sketch. So we're getting somewhere. All right. So I'm going to take this and we're going to figure out how to lower the opacity of this layer. No, it's up here on the layer properties. I'm going to bring this down. And we're going to draw again. And my guy, you'll be shocked to learn, is balding with a beard. I just pulled it right out of thin air. It's like, that would be a good idea. This guy's looking a little anime-ish. We'll mess that up at some point, I'm sure. You have to have giant shoulders that couldn't possibly actually fit around your neck without killing you with your own shoulder pads. But that's how we do it in these games. Think about it. A lot of these shoulders, I think it's hilarious. You know, especially like, I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft, and they would have like, you know, flames and spikes like right here with like skulls on fire and they're dripping poison. And then they're like gonna overhead attack everybody. I'm like, in real life, their heads would be smashed. You guys have like any arty questions, or I don't know how to talk about this part of the process. I'm scribbling until it looks good. But yeah, when I was a kid, and some of you guys are gonna remember this, the ones that obsessed over how to draw comics the Marvel way. Um, there was a oh, if you hold down this little that thing right there, don't double tap it. That'll lock it. But hold it, and it becomes an eraser in the brush you're using, which is very handy. You're late? Nah. We're just you hadn't missed much. Me scribbling in a slightly more coherent way. I wonder if I should look at reference for anything. It's not going to look like anything. We're going to cover a lot of this up. But like a generic chest platey stuff. And let's see, I'm not crazy about how the angle on the shield's a little weird. You need to be able to see his arm probably a little, maybe. Or just change the size of that. I think for our purposes that might work. Is this for my comic book project? No, it's not. This is for I'm working on a little drawing course, or not a drawing course, but I'm working on a course in fresco, and I needed a good actually finished sample for it. And I'll be doing a couple different lessons, lighting and different things on this, but I don't know if I like the scale of them in the thing. I either need to get tighter or further away, I think, but I'll figure that out. Yeah, this angle is all wrong. I'm gonna try I want to see if I want to. Yeah, I want to do something like this, I think. Yeah, I would rather get more detail up close, I think, than zoomed out. And people say colorists can't draw. Who said? Who said? No, almost, I would say most colorists are artists. I've heard that before. Definitely a misconception. Thank you, Mr. Woods. Kratos, Super Warrior. Yeah, and his armor is so like generic right now that it's not really, you know, it's not making much of a statement at this point. I have some lines that look like he might have something on, so I need to work that out a little bit more, probably. It's funny, my hand floated over to my keyboard on the left, my other hand, as if that could do anything. I'm so used to having like keyboard shortcuts on the other hand. Let's see. Doo, doo, doo. Yeah, the way he's leaning, I wanna. Yeah, it was a little not making sense. Let's see. Lovely. I think. All right. So layers. I'm going to. Hmm. Do we? Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. Let's turn that down. Let's turn this one off. I'm wondering if I want to try the vector layers that are in here. I haven't played with those yet. To do inky stuff? I don't know. A little too clean. I don't think I want this to be this clean at all, yeah. Let's go back to that. You can't draw on a hidden layer. Brr. Do you prefer a pen with pressure and tint sensitivity? Or like a regular pen for drawing? Are you asking like if I prefer like digital or like paper? I tell you, this pencil feels weird. It's got some weird what do you call it? It's got some motors in it, and I swear this thing shifts around while I'm holding it. Like I don't need my pencil helping. I mean, I might be losing my mind, but I swear this thing I feel this like weird tug on it sometimes that I didn't feel in the other pencil. I don't know. It's strange. I find myself looking at OBS to check like as a step away from the canvas. I might lose the beard just so I got better lighting, I think. Or at least more interesting lighting. I think it'd be tougher to do. I'm not saying I couldn't do it. Apple Pencil auto aim. What if that's the whole thing? Is the Apple intelligence is in the thing. It's why I'm drawing so good. That's what it is. This drawing's not that good, but you know what I'm saying. It's sneaky. The AIs are gonna. This is how they're gonna control us. They're gonna jump into our pencils. You know what's screwy is it's probably possible. I mean, Apple's got it so locked down, no one would be able to like crack it. But it's got a motor in it. Like you could get some. There's some nerd out there that's gonna be like, wait a minute, and then it writes for you. I mean, that's the next step, right? All right, let's see. This thing gets a little rough around the edges at this point. This costume. I'm going to have to make a decision or something before too long. Let's see if I need to pull up. I'm just pulling up some reference. Yeah, that's basically what I was thinking about drawing. All right, so this is actually one of the suits in the game, so we'll kind of embellish that a little bit. Whoa. Apparently, if you hold it, well, look at that. You get a little curve there. I mean, I don't want that curve, but it's nice that it was offered. So, does that mean I can... Ooh, okay. We can do that. We can probably do this. And probably this, right? This just got way easier. Maybe. No, that's cool. I do like that. Apple Pencil, please draw good knight armor. Send prompt. Sorry. All right. For digital, there are different types of digital pens. Not really. Not really. It's all Apple Pencil or I guess technically there are a few different brands, but yeah. I don't know if I don't know if it matters that much to me. I don't like how thin this is. I'm actually probably going to order a little grip that will where's my armor? Hold on. I'm trying to see everything. I'm trying to see the chat. I'm trying to see my reference. I can't put two things on the screen at the same time. I don't have enough real estate for that. That's a joke. I have too much. Crap, that is the problem. There we go. Okay. I'm trying to pull up a big picture of this armor. Google's doing that thing where you try to blow it up to look at it in the image and it actually makes it smaller. Close enough. Could that image be any? It's this. I found an image of what I want. It's 200 pixels tall. Give me a second. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I'm still trying to organize all this crap on my screen. All right, I did draw an arm at some point. Oh, there's the fist. Okay. We'll start there. So this comes down. I don't really have any good pictures of what's happening on this hand. His hand feels a little small. Better. A lot of this is going to be really bright and kind of blown out, and so that's why I'm not too worried about details in that area. This guy's wearing like a piece of cloth, I guess, around his neck. Trying to figure out where. Yeah, go by right there. Who are some of your biggest influences in terms of drawing style? Oh man, it seems like that's probably changed a lot over the years. The first name that popped into my head was Jim Lee, and I don't draw anything like Jim Lee. But as far as like how he builds bodies, I think I like him and Joe Mad. Bill Watterson, actually, that drew Calvin and Hobbes, I would say is probably the biggest. If I had to, like, if you said pick one, or you know, whatever, Bill Watterson is probably it. And definitely, like every time that I draw a set of quads, I feel like I'm thinking about Jim Lee's, like like how he drew, Wolverine's quads in X-Men #1 and whatever 1992 or whenever that was. Um, is there? I'm gonna look up like a Elden Ring ish shield, and yeah, they're just a bunch of really. I love the design. It's like they found the shields in this game, you know? Like it really feels like they dug them up from somewhere. Um, let's see. There's the one that's made out of a tombstone. That's cool. Yeah, I think I just want to do like generic ornate um thing. And you look at it close enough, you're like, "Oh, is that a woman by a lake or holding a hammer?" Yes, you can see it. Okay. Sorry, my computer's being weird. I think my computer has one of those like slow, weird memory problems that doesn't show up on anything, but just screws with everything a little bit. One of those intermittent things that's enough to make you insane. Oh man. All right. Let's see. Also, every time I draw a nose and I want to do this on it, that's Jim Lee. That's Jim Lee influence right there. When you want to like just hatch the hell out of everything. It's the ghost of Jim Lee coming through. You can't have any David Finch art near you. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, he's another guy to me that comes from that same sort of time frame. I'm trying to make my guy look a little bit older here. He needs to look like a little bit more battle worn. And we just erase that bottom thing to pull it up, and it looks like he's like. Maybe. All right. Let's see. We drew a little bit. Let's flip it. Does it feel like garbage? No. You always gotta flip it and go, is this garbage now? You never know. He's snarling. We're missing the snarl line. That's what it was. I was like, why does he look weird? All right. So, what if this thing is just a torch? That would make a lot of sense. Unless I wanted to have the sun hitting him, which was my original intent. And then he wouldn't be carrying a torch if the sun was hitting him. So maybe it is magic. I'm a big fan of like gnarled up wizard staffs. I can't remember where I first saw them, but his hand though needs to be. I like where his hand is. I don't like what I did with that angle, so let's do that. So this comes this way. Now it might be if I do another one of these, is it like a glowing haunted like vulture claw or something? Because that's, it looks like a big chicken foot now that I'm looking at it a different way. And carrying around like a withered, you know, eagle claw, it sounds like something that would be an Elden Ring, right? Yeah, maybe it's some weird glowing um, monster hand. It doesn't matter what it is. It's gonna glow in a second. That's all that matters. All right, if we turn that off, what's left? All right, now we need some shadows. I'm gonna get on a layer underneath all of this. And let's go to the watercolor brushes. Lovely. All right. Oh, by the way, these brushes like get pretty big without slowing down at all, which is pretty impressive to me. Oh, this is one of those watercolor brushes that works exactly like a watercolor brush. Do I want that? Is it going to keep going blacker and blacker? Yeah, it is. That is how watercolor works. I don't know if I want to work that way, though. Let's see. Let's go to this brush. Save as a new brush. And do they let us adjust the blending mode of the brush? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. It just takes too long for me. I don't think like that. So let's see, markers. Markers are probably going to work similarly. No, they do not. That's actually cool. I think I like that. And I'm just gonna go to like 50% grayish to start. And I'm not really thinking in terms of like flatting and all that on this. This is just like it's a coloring book. And we're staying in the lines. I might do something different with the shadows on this later because it's gonna glow and but I'm just treating this as if it's being hit with the sunlight anyway. Boy, this really looks a lot like marker. I'm impressed. I'm also trying to make sure, I mean, a lot of this was in the original drawing, but I'm trying to make sure that the shapes of the shadows themselves create a cool shape. So even without the line drawing, like, it's still interesting to look at, you know. There's a bit of a, you know, we got the dark and the light and the dark and this line kind of breaking it up. I always try to make sure the shapes themselves, you know, make for something interesting to look at. Alrighty, so oops, I'm on the wrong layer. That layer. Alrighty. So as far as like a first pass on shadows, I like it. Alrighty. And let's see what else I'm thinking. You're late, but how are things? Oh, they're good. This is manga style. I guess it might look that way a little bit. It wasn't really my intention, but that's just what came out. Alrighty. I'm debating about the background. I think I'm going to go a little bit lighter. I'm going to do this on a separate layer just so I can mess with it after. I think I will try one of the watercolor brushes. And let's see, how big can we make that? Because it's kind of a, I don't really want to do much in the background. I just want to have, like, there's a hint of a thing happening in the background. And I can paint this out of what's left over. And then I'll just switch to the eraser version of this. And remove it. I'm actually going to get a stronger eraser. And I'm just removing this from him because I just overpainted it all. The rest of it's probably fine. And and I'm debating. I wonder if can you, so if I hold, no, if I click the layer image, we can load it as a selection. And if I want to get a little darker, this should let me stay here. Can you hide it? Sorry, I'm learning. Yeah, we can. Okay, so right now, basically the shadows are selected and I can't color outside of the shadows, which is sort of exactly what I'm going for here. All right, how we doing on time? We're good. We're good. You feel so relaxed right now? It's just better than therapy. It's just cheaper too. Yeah, I was wondering, there is a show all other layers and hide all other layers, which is something I do a lot in Clip Studio. So I'm leaving like a bit of a strip through here to sort of emulate the sun reflecting off this stuff. And it's like, you know, it's maybe it's hammered, so it's not like perfect. At this point, I'm just trying to add a little bit more like value range into this thing. Love the hand. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Um, excuse me. So if I make a new layer on top, we're getting into a little experimental section here. All right, so I want a big soft. Where's the soft round airbrush? And what color do I want this glow to be? I think we want it to be cool. And I'm going to set the blending mode on this layer to hard light. Magic glowing chicken's foot. Like you always see, you know. You can do a whole graphic novel in 20 days. You know what it is? I think a lot of it is like I'm so used to just sitting down to a canvas and being done, you know, in like an hour, let's say. And sometimes less. And so when I sit down at a canvas to draw, there's this, I'll eventually, you know, figure out how to turn this off. But But yeah, it's like, oh, dude, you should be done already. This thing, you've been here for an hour and a half. What the hell's going on? It's like, this is super fast. This is a lot to get done in an hour and a half. I realized that. Anyway. Fun stuff. All right. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how I want to color all of this. Maybe on the next stream, because I need to take a break. My all the alarms in my body are just like, hey, it's time to get up. But here's what I'm leaning toward. Let's see, yeah, because we can use a massive, yeah, we can put the brush on 3500. And this might give us a good place to like start off with on the next time around. I keep hitting the wrong thing. Like, and we'll get some more blue. We'll spread the blue around. I still don't know about this hand that's glowing. Like, I'm like, what on earth have I drawn? Anyway, I don't know if this will work or not for my purposes, but we're gonna try to salvage this maybe soon. But thank you guys for watching today. I actually need to jump off, but whatever you do, you must do a graphic novel. I have started. I drew it last stream. Hold on, where is that yeah, hold on. Well, I fixed the body a little bit. It's getting there. But this is page 1. This is page 1. It's just I needed to get something done for this other thing first. But yeah. This on the TV. Does anybody know who this is? There's somebody watching this right now that watches YouTube, and they know who this is. Anyone? Just based on this, I know it's a stretch. This is a skeleton. There's a hint. Anyway. No, this there's 2 physical therapists that I used to watch a lot called Bob and Brad. They have a jingle. It's hilarious. They're Bob and Brad, the most famous physical therapists on the internet, according to themselves. And if you're in the PT world, when I finish this, you'll recognize it. Oh man, yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's my whoops. This is page 1 in progress. Work is happening. I think what I'm gonna do with it, my plan is to because I can't decide, like, stylistically, I'm having a hard time. Like, there's things I want to do that I think need more realism. There's things that I want to do that could be cartoony, and so it's like, I think I'm going, and I said this I think last week, but I think what I'm going to do is take the advice that I have given you guys for years, which is start small. You know, I've never really drawn and written a book before, so this scene, which is can be kind of self-contained. This was in October 2019, I think it was. Like, it was the night that I got taller, like my back straightened up. And so that whole evening, that is going to be very anime flavored. So someone brought that up earlier. Like, I imagine this whole thing there's gonna be lots of anime angles, and just it's gonna be it fits this story, believe it, it fits this scene. But I think it'll be like it's self-contained enough that if this is like a 4 or 5 page scene, I'll be happy with that. And then it's like, if I'm happy with that, then I can do 2 scenes. And then eventually there's a book in there somewhere. That's the plan. This is what I'm talking so cool. I would love to buy one when you're done. Oh, it'll be sold somewhere somehow. If you're just tuning into this, I was drawing something else and now I'm talking about my book. But right now, I think that's what I'm leaning toward, and that way it's like, I mean, there's portions of this that need to have like anatomy drawings that need to be realistic, and then there's things that could, I imagine, is more Calvin and Hobbes than comic book, and so and I'm thinking if I can change the styles up until I find one that I like, then maybe I've got an anthology of like short stories. That's like my parachute bailout, like cut the cord, like, if I can't make a coherent story, across like 84 pages, then we'll do it, 4 pages at a time. Doing a book is hard work, especially if you're doing it alone. Back to work on mine, knocking out what I can when I can. It's super hard work. Like, people don't realize how much work it is to make a comic book. I certainly do, because let's see, we're on like year 12 or something since I first started. Is that right? Something like that. So yeah, even my part's enough work. The other thing that's ironic is I'm considering doing it in black and white. Or at least part of it. May have like a Wizard of Oz moment or something in there. I definitely want to play around with styles though. So, you think you could do a video on how you work so fast? How to speed up workflow? I don't know. I don't know how to explain that part. Like, I really have, like, I don't know. I see things very clearly in my head. Like, really clearly. And I don't know if this even helps anybody to explain this, but hold on. Where is okay. Oh, shout out this app, by the way, Reflector 4. That's what I'm using. My iPad is not connected to my PC at all. It's working through the this thing. Just a screen mirroring. Lucius is my PC name. They've been named after Batman characters for the last 20 years. But let me try to explain something real quick. And I don't know if this can I don't know if I can show what's on this. Hold on one second. Do I have anything? No, we're good. All right. Sorry for the brightness. It sort of hit me the other day. Is this working? Yeah, there we go. So for me, when I'm drawing, all right, let's say this is my paper. This is in perspective. And this is my hand holding a pencil, and I'm drawing. Okay. I feel like for me, like what I'm drawing is back here in perspective. And I'm just trying to capture that through the window here. Because I feel like there's things that I do where I'm like, in my own body, I'm sort of taking measurements, you know, and they're going. This is getting really heady, but like, I'm not the process of drawing is not like intellectual. I feel what I'm doing. And that's a hard thing to articulate. Like I feel the elbow ends here. I feel like, and so for like that's just as far as just like the drawing part itself. But cuz I've caught myself like drawing bodies before and literally like shifting around on the page like I'm turning, like I'm trying to see around the edge of my drawing, like what would it look like if I curved around, people who are fast just make less mistakes. That's a big part of it. To say make less mistakes is one way of putting it. I don't know that I would say less mistakes, but I would say the decision making is faster, like way faster. It's like if I'm deciding on, like, let's say this is my drawing and I'm trying to figure out, what I'm going to do with this character that's here. And, there's this guy that he's standing off in the background over here. And they're in Elden Ring and there's a mountain back here. All right. So, like, I don't know, this is not a very good composition, but like, as an artist is iterating and they're trying to fix like things like composition, it's like they're going to, if they're experienced at it, they're going to rule out a lot of things you might have to try, And so it's like for some, they're going to go, all right, I need to try A and B and C and D to get this to look like I want it to look. Whereas someone that's got a lot of experience and is just able to get it down faster, it's because they're ruling out B, C, D, E, before the pencil hits the paper. So yes, like less mistakes is like, I kind of get what you're saying, but it's more of it's more about like, it's the same thing with coloring. I've been asked for years, why am I so fast at coloring? It's like, it is a formula for me at this point. Like, and that formula is very broad. A formula is not the right word. I would say it's an algorithm, that takes into account the values, it takes into account the planes, foreground, middle ground, background. It takes into account where the focus is, and it takes into account the panel you're coming from and the panel you're going to and what the colors need to do to get you across the page. It's like that algorithm is complex, but it's simple when you've done it long enough. Like, it becomes simple. At least this is my theory on it. I can only speak for my own brain and no one else. But I remember watching Marta Gracia work one time. He was live streaming. This was probably 8 years ago, 9 years ago. Marta Gracia is a very good colorist. One of the best ever. Works a ton. And I watched him do this page, and I'm like, he's not fast. Like, he's not, this is when it was early for me too. I expected to log in and see this like freaking ninja, and keyboard shortcuts and hard light mode. You know, it was just exactly what the hell it needed to be, like right then. You know, it was confident, and it was amazing to watch because he works slower than me. Most people do, I think. Like as far as physically, like just it was much more methodical than I work, but the end result was just as fast. So it's that old, tortoise and hare thing. I mean, I was fascinated because I knew how much work he churned out, like every month, a couple of books, like they're all fantastic, all crazy detail, and but yeah, there was no second guessing anything at any point, you know. So so yeah, when you're trying to get fast, it comes with confidence and experience, and not like literally going faster, you know. So anyway, this is a gorgeous piece of art now that we've drawn here. Um. Anyway, questions, comments, concerns. Reminds me of watching Kim Young G Instant Decision. Oh, that guy. Talk about like I don't know what he was. He was an X-Man, you know? Like if there ever was a mutant power with an artist, I think he was the one. Yeah, and if you guys don't know who that is, just he's passed on now, right? I believe. But yeah, find him on YouTube. But yeah, you guys have any questions before we wrap this up? We got a little tangent there at the end, but I don't mind. The art looked different from the shield guy, yeah. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. And I'll probably get back on the book soon, probably next week. If we don't finish this next week, I don't know. I might wait and do this next week. Really glad you're able to catch this at work. Oh, who am I thinking about? All right then. Well, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see y'all next time.